The other day, I had a viewer reach out to me and say, Pat, please stop creating Pokemon videos. You're going to break my wallet. So after thinking about this for a while, I wanted to take this moment here in this video to share an announcement with you, and that is, no, I'm not gonna stop because I'm having way too much fun. And not only does it look like you're having fun watching these videos too, especially the last mystery box video, which was put together by world champion TCG players, but I could also take an opportunity here every once in a while to teach you something from my 13 years of entrepreneurship that totally applies to the hobby too. Stuff that can save you thousands of dollars and loads of time. In a previous collector's mistake video, I talked about how we as people and collectors want to collect kind of everything, all cards from all sets. And that was me when I first started. The solution? Picking a lane and remembering the phrase, the riches are in the niches. And all that means is to choose just a few areas of the hobby to focus on when collecting. It's 100 times easier to do the research, become an expert, find the right people, and spend less money to achieve more when you do it that way. I mean, I'd rather have 1 or 2 complete collections than 50 collections that are just 2% complete. In this video, I want to give you the follow-up to that tip because the truth is it's actually really hard to stay in a lane, especially when this happens. When you're watching a YouTube video, or maybe you're even at a friend's house and they pull out something new in their collection that they just got, and you go, oh, I want that.
Give it to me now.
Especially if there are only a limited number of those things, or they're only gonna be available for a certain amount of time. And that happens a lot in this hobby. That's called scarcity. And whether it's intentional or not, knowing something might not be around anymore for us is exactly when the FOMO kicks in. FOMO, or the fear of missing out, is a very powerful force that gets us to do things or spend money on things, or just feel bad that we don't have something. So how do we combat this? Well, Jomo. This was a term that was created in direct response to people suffering from FOMO. And there was even a book written about it by a woman named Tanya Dalton, The Joy of Missing Out. Jomo. No FOMO, Jomo. Unfortunately, I kind of have a problem with Jomo, and here's why. Having joy because you are missing out on something doesn't really make sense to me. It almost seems like you're kind of kidding yourself. It's almost like your friends are at a party, they're hanging out and they're having a good time, and you choose to study. Yeah, you want to hang out with them. You're not gonna have happiness because you're not with them. You're probably gonna do the right thing, hopefully, and study and do what you need to do, but you're not gonna be joyful about that. Oh, you got your pre-order for Evolving Skies? Well, great job. I am so joyful that I don't have it. That doesn't make sense to me. So here's what I've done to combat this, something that's helped me in my life, both in hobbies and in business and in my personal life. No FOMO, no Jomo, J-O-O-O. What does that stand for? Well, it stands for the joy of opting out. That means not pretending that you're happy that somebody else has something and you don't, but it's being proud of the fact that you were strong enough to say no, that you are opting out of that thing. And here's why this works so well. And I'm gonna get a little deep here with you. This is, of course, Deep Pocket Monster.
Deep.
When you say no to something, you're actually saying yes to something else that perhaps you've already committed to. And the flip side is true too. When you say yes to something, you're also saying no to something. For example, when you say yes to buying this new hyped up car that everybody's talking about, you're also saying no to putting that time and money and those resources into collections that you are already focusing on and that you had once said yes to try and build. This is when we start to begin to have 50 collections that are just not even 10% through. This is especially important with relation to stuff that involves time. When you say yes to something, that's gonna take time away from something else that maybe you were supposed to do. Here's the thing that I've learned as an old man. I'm 38, but in this hobby, I guess it's kind of old, although it's getting kind of average now. Anyway, one of the most powerful things you can do is to learn the power of no. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't ever go buy new cards or anything like that. Don't go to that party. Hey, I want new cards and I like to party. But say yes when you can confidently say yes and know everything else is taken care of. Say yes because you've worked your way up to that. You saved for that, or you had that planned in the first place. So a little brief lesson here, but something that's really important that if you apply in your life, and you can just practice by starting to say no to small little things here and there. Now kids, I don't want you to go to your parents and say, hey Pat told me to say no to cleaning my room. That's not what I'm talking about. You should listen to your parents and all that stuff, right?
But man.
But again, these are things that I've picked up over years of experience of failure, wasting money, wasting time, and truly taking the time to finally focus on the things that really matter to me in my life. For me, that's family, business, that's health, that's community, it's you. And in about 20% of my time in terms of what I work on, this channel, you, entertaining you, and bringing you stuff that you haven't seen before. Thank you for saying yes to this video. And you could say yes to one of these videos here next to me as well. They're gonna help you in your collection journey too. So thanks so much. Please subscribe. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.